Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by today because today we're going to be doing a project that I've been wanting to figure out how to do for quite a while. Today we're going to be working on making posable jaws. So I'm going to be trying to do some teeth that are going to be where we can actually move them. They're going to have a hinge, and I'm going to be doing them in resin. So this project will be based off of if you can make molds or not. If not, I'll kind of explain a workaround if you can't do that. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to work on is making a sculpture of the jaws that we need, and then we're going to cast everything and have the finished product made out of resin. So I'm going to be using some original Sculpey. Now if you want to end up making your jaw out of clay itself, I recommend getting something stronger like epoxy clay, just because there's going to be a lot of friction and stuff where we have the joint. Otherwise, if you're just going to be casting resin as well and making molds like I am, just use whatever clay is comfortable for you. So what I'm going to be referencing my teeth off of is going to be a coyote skull. I thought it would be a very useful jaw layout, and I just liked how all the teeth looked. I am going to make a few alterations, mainly just not doing as many teeth as a full coyote skull, because I wanted the snout to be just a little bit shorter and easier to work with. I'm also going to be making one half of our jaw first completely, and then working with that to figure out what the other half is going to be. And the way I decided to do it, I figured doing the bottom jaw was going to be easier than starting with the top. So I'm starting off with a piece of clay that's nice and flat and cut into the shape that I want my jaw to be. And then what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just shape this a little bit, kind of smooth my edges and round the inside of it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some lumps of clay and we're going to add some of this to the very back of the jaw. So I'm just going to kind of extend it a little bit and create a spot that we can connect the other half of the jaw to. So I'm going to have to do this to both sides and leave the middle portion open. And this will make more sense once we start making the second half of the jaw. And then once I have the basic shape laid out, I'm then going to start adding our teeth. Now I do highly recommend using references for this unless you want to make just a bunch of pointed teeth. If you want it to look more realistic, you're going to have different things like molars, incisors, canines, different stuff like that, and you want to figure out where they're going to go. So I highly recommend finding a thing to reference off of before you start this, and then start laying out your teeth in the direction that works best for you. For me, it was easier to start from the back and work forward, but once I got to where I was working on the other half of the jaw, I found working from front to back was easier. Also, if you're just working with clay and not wanting to make molds like I am, I highly recommend adding some reinforcement to the canines just to make sure that they're a little bit more sturdy. But because I'm going to be casting these and making molds, I don't need them to survive, I just need them to last long enough to make the molds. And then the resin pieces are going to be really durable, so I won't have to worry about reinforcing the teeth. Also, you'll notice that I didn't sculpt a tongue onto the bottom portion of the jaw, just because I wanted to leave this more versatile, so if I was making a different creature where I wanted the tongue to be differently shaped, I could add that in later. So that's the main reason I didn't add a tongue, but if you want to add a tongue, make sure to sculpt that before you bake your bottom jaw. Anyways, I'm happy with how everything looks right now, so I'm going to throw this in the oven for about 45 minutes at 275 Fahrenheit, and then once it's out of the oven and is cooled to touch, we can start working on the other half of the jaw. Main reason I want to wait for the first half to finish baking is because I want to handle it and kind of put the two pieces together to make sure they fit nicely. Also, I'm going to be doing a lot of test fitting while making the second half of the jaw, and I just don't want to burn my fingers while doing that. So the next half we're working on is going to be the top portion of the jaw. So this is going to start out the same way as the other one at first, and we're going to make alterations to it. So I have the basic same shape that I'm starting off with my flat piece of clay, but I'm going to be adding a large lump at the very base of it. Instead of two separate ones, I'm going to be adding one larger one in the middle. Now you want to make sure that this fits nicely in between the two portions on the other half of the jaw. So you want to make sure that it's not too large or too small. You want it to be pretty snug. This part isn't super detailed, but it's very important to getting your jaw to open and close correctly. You want them to basically be snug enough so they'll stay closed, but not too snug to where you can't open them. So it's kind of better to start off a little bit larger and sand it later if you have too tight of a fit than it is to start off small and then have your jaw where it won't stay closed. So you'll see me messing with this fit quite a bit while I'm sculpting the teeth to make sure everything lays out. Also, if I bump anything, I definitely don't want to bump this portion if I get it correct. So you'll see me just kind of grabbing the other half of the jaw a lot while I'm adding the teeth to this half. Now, another thing that I am going to be changing with this half is I'm going to widen it a little bit. I noticed with the coyote jaw that I'm using as reference that the top back teeth overlap over the bottom back teeth. So I want those to stick out so that they fit nicely. So they're not going to scissor together, they're going to kind of cover each other up. So I'm going to add a little bit more clay over here, and this is where we're going to add our back teeth. And these are going to be also a little bit larger than the other ones on the other half of the jaw. So I'm just going to start laying out my teeth, making sure they fit nicely together. The one teeth that I'm really concerned with are the canines because they are kind of scissoring together, and I want to make sure that they fit nicely too. The back teeth I'm not so concerned with because they're just going to be covering each other, but these ones, they have to be in the right spot or they're not going to work. And then once I'm done with the top jaw, everything fits nicely together. I've got all the teeth where I want it. I'm going to put this in the oven for the same amount of time that we put the other half, for about 45 minutes at 275 Fahrenheit. And then once that half is out of the oven and is cool to touch, I'm going to figure out where everything should be connected. Now, because I'm going to be making molds of this, I'm going to be making my jaws a little bit differently than how I've seen other people do them. Normally what I've seen other people do is they'll put their two pieces together and they will drill a hole through them and run a wooden dowel or a piece of wire through that portion and use that to connect the two jaws. But what I want to do is I want to have my two halves of my jaws snap together. So I found these little half circles. They're just some little kind of bead decorations, and I'm going to glue them in place on one half, and on the other half I'm going to use a drill bit and drill a little indentation for that to fit through. Now, the problem with how I'm doing this is I really can't test fit it because these will just pop off because they're glued in place. So I really won't know for sure if this works until after I cast everything and I take the resin pieces and snap them together. So I was really careful with my layouts. I double checked everything. I drew out lines to figure out where everything needed to go. And then I glued everything, drilled everything, and then I started working on making the molds. Now, if you're iffy on this working out and don't want to take the big risk that I did by doing it this way, I would highly recommend doing it the previous way that I described and use a wooden dowel and drill holes. So, again, if you don't feel comfortable doing it the way I'm doing it, there is another way that will be a little bit easier to work with for you. Anyways, I ended up casting my molds, I poured my resin, I let everything cure, and then I pulled everything out. And so far they looked really good. I did snap them together off camera. They connect just fine and they are not coming apart. I promise you, these are stuck together. It was very difficult to snap them together, but after I ended up doing that and started on the sculpting, I realized when I did the pre-bake that the resin does soften in the oven, so if you have trouble snapping your jaw pieces together, just put them in the oven for a very low temp time for maybe like 30 minutes. So I was using the 275 Fahrenheit temperature for baking my clay, so do that for about 30 minutes and your resin should soften up to where you can snap them together a lot easier. Then you'll just need to let them cool down and they'll lock together permanently. So our jaws are a success, they are working great, but now we need to add them to a face. So I'm going to show you guys how to sculpt off of these movable jaws to make the face. So I'm going to start with the top of the head first. Obviously there's a lot more detail there and we're going to figure out the proportions a lot easier. I ended up gluing a lump of tin foil on the top to kind of make up and not have to use so much clay, and then I just kind of started covering everything up and making a basic shape. I started laying out my features, and Also, we're going to be needing to sculpt the lips. Unless you're going to make something that doesn't have lips, you're going to have to sculpt that. So some of the clay may cover up the teeth that you have, but it really depends on what facial expression you want. So I went for more of a snarling expression because I wanted to show off the teeth even with the mouth closed, but if you wanted to, you could even cover up the teeth completely and have the lips kind of match perfectly together. It's going to take a little bit more working with to do that. So I sculpted everything out, and I'm going for kind of like a weird hybrid of a dragon or a wolf, or just kind of leaving it a little bit loosely for interpretation. Just something fun. I really didn't plan out what I wanted to sculpt on this. And then once I have the top of the head done, I'm going to do a bake. So I'm going to bake this in the oven at 275 Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes. Now, once you get it out of the oven, I highly recommend letting it cool completely again, and you will probably notice if you're handling it while it's still warm that the jaw will be a little bit looser. Once it's cooled down completely, it'll go back to the same size that it was. So don't get worried if suddenly your jaw's not staying closed. Mine did that, and after I was done baking everything, it went back to normal. So now we just need to work on the lips in the bottom portion of the jaw. So I'm going to lay my clay out, cover up the bottom portion of our jaw, and just kind of smooth everything and make sure to match what is going on the top portion of the head. So I don't really want to do a ton of detail or add a ton of clay here, so I'm just kind of adding a thin layer to the bottom and then framing and shaping where the lips should be, cleaning up the edges, and just make sure that where I put the clay doesn't hinder the movement of the jaw. And then once I was done with that, I did another bake to finish off our clay head. I ended up putting it in the oven for the same temperature, 275 Fahrenheit, but I only did about 35 minutes, mainly because there wasn't as much clay here. Okay guys, and that's how I figured out how to make a posable jaw using resin. Again, there's other ways you could probably go about doing this. This is just how I figured out how to do it with resin and pouring molds. But hopefully we can end up using this little guy for a tutorial soon. So if you guys have any ideas of what to make with him, I'm kind of thinking more dragon, kind of like the really long Chinese dragons. Just because he doesn't look too foxy. I kind of left it very like open for interpretation with his face. So yeah, hopefully we'll see him again in another tutorial. So if this is something you want to give a try, or you just want to make art dolls in general, I have links down below to a bunch of different art supplies that I like to use to make my art dolls. Now these are affiliated links, so if you buy anything through them, they do help support the channel. Also, I have links down below to my Etsy shop and RedBubble, so if you want to support me by buying my art, check those out as well. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, to all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!